What's up guys, Cliff here once again. Welcome back to Overwatch. Today I would like to talk about what I have achieved in Season 1, what my experiences were, which gold weapon I decided to buy, and generally show you guys some statistics for the curious. Before we get into that, here is a little plug. Once Season 2 is out, my mates and I will be back at it streaming competitive Overwatch, probably daily again over on twitch.tv/Terios. Until then, I'll be streaming other games you probably don't care about, and possibly the occasional training session and quick play. Alright, with this out of the way, what did I achieve in Season 1? In the 43 hours that I've spent in Ranked, I have gotten up to rank 61, taking on the role of the guy who switches according to the situation. I have solo queued up until rank 56 and then joined my buddies. From then on we played together regularly, which probably was around 2/3 of my entire playtime in Ranked. I have primarily played Soldier 76, Lucio, McCree, Anna, and Junkrat with 7, 7, 4, 4, and 4 hours respectively. It is worth noting that most of my Lucio gameplay has taken place in solo queue within the last few days of Season 1. In our pre-made I have usually main Soldier 76, McCree, and Anna, but switch flexibly depending on our matchup. Little fun fact, the only hero I have never touched in rank was Bastion, and Torbjorn has less than a minute of playtime. Every other hero was granted at least 20 minutes of playtime. Moving on, in those 43 hours I have played 195 matches in total, of which I have won 106. I have dealt 1.9 million damage with an average of 10,000 and 26,668 damage being the most I have dealt in a single match. I have eliminated 4,314 targets and died 1,712 times in the process. This comes down to an elimination to death ratio of 2.5, not that it matters anyway. I have eliminated an average of 22 enemies per match, which I guess was dragged down heavily by the extensive Lucio gameplay near the end of the season. This kind of makes me a worse than average in everything, with 1,655,000 healing done in total, 3,364 on average, and 25,944 being the most I healed in a single game. I have also collected merely 1,625 objective kills with an average of 8.33 and 28 being the most objective kills in a single match. Pure solo kills I only got 489 with an average of 2.51 and 30 solo kills being the most in a single match. The last statistic I found remotely interesting was the collection of 514 medals, including 159 golds, 150 silvers, and 205 bronzes. But if you are wondering about any other statistics, feel free to comment down below. According to the devs, being above rank 60 places you in the top 6% of the player base, I believe, whereas Master Overwatch claims that rank 61 puts me into the top 14%, so take it for what you will. As for my personal view on Season 1, it was definitely a huge mess. High-ranked people queuing with low ranks messed up the matchmaking system that already seemed like it didn't know what it was doing. In the majority of matches in solo queue, I simply felt like whether or not I lost depended on how incompetent the teammates that I got are. As some of you might be aware, the placement process was kind of weird, since your skill rating was determined compared to the people you play with and against, rather than the entire player base. A lot of people end up getting a rank higher than they should have because they played against people who belonged into a low rank. In the same vein, I had extremely bad luck during my placements, as had many others, and I started off at rank 48 having to fight my way back up, but I have watched a lot of videos and streams of people whose career high was in the 60s because of very fortunate placements, but they quickly dropped into the high 40s, low 50s where they belonged. If you ask me, competitive play shouldn't be as reliant on RNG as it is, but at the same time, how do you avoid that happening in a game like Overwatch? It is too team focused and diverse in terms of how a player can be useful to their team to truly determine their solo queue rank. So I feel like the whole RNGing for good teammates won't really go away unless, well, you play with a full pre-made, which makes me bitching about it pretty pointless. I figured for myself that playing Lucio was an extremely relaxing experience. All I had to do was stay alive and press E on occasion, once in a blue moon hit Q, and I wasn't responsible for anything else than that, as my mere existence healed my teammates around me. I found myself never getting angry at the game, as it was never my fault when we lost, and I just rolled the dice for good teammates once again. I don't know how well this would work in the lower MMR, where people are simply not capable of getting any kills at all despite all the healing in the world. However, I still feel most comfortable with a set few characters. Those include Soldier 76, McCree, Junkrat, and D.Va. I am looking into expanding my main roster, as I am the part of our team that is responsible for getting key switches, meaning that I found myself playing characters like Pharah, Reaper, or Winston out of necessity, despite my lack of confidence with those characters. With that said, if I just have to fill a role, I'm usually doing fine. You know, in the sense of our team is already doing well, we just need character acts to secure it. I don't have a problem in that position at all, and those are the kinds of situations where I do rack up gold medals aplenty. The problem are the games where our victory is dependent on an exceptionally good Reaper or Genji or Widowmaker. I am not a good carry by any stretch. Only games that I did well with Widowmaker, for example, were games in which my team was already doing well and I secured it. Gold medals may be an indication for people that you are doing well and carrying, but from my experience in those games I could only shine because my team allowed me to do what I'm best at. And I feel like that differentiates me from the pro players, that and my obvious lack of skill. A pro Genji or Widowmaker is good despite unfavorable circumstances, whereas I am only a good Widowmaker in an already favorable situation, and the same goes for pretty much every other damage character in the game. Alright, that shall be enough of my experience report. If you want to watch us play live, don't forget to tune into twitch.tv/Terios once Season 2 goes live. Again, I'll probably be playing other games in the meantime. And now for the part that probably most of my subscribers are curious about, because, well, I've been asked that pretty frequently on stream as well, and I have been struggling with my decision as to which gold weapon I should buy. I have been pretty much no-lifing Overwatch competitive in the last few days because I really tried to get the 100 wins that I needed to add to my 200 competitive points that I get after the season so I could afford a gold weapon. And now the question is, what should I spend it on? So, initially I really thought I was gonna go for either Ana or Hanzo, simply for trolls, because those characters are considered not very viable, despite how good Ana is, for example. But since Hanzo is getting a significant buff, part of me wants to go for it because of that reason, because I can then play him more and be like, hey, look at my golden Hanzo weapon. But I don't know. I really wasn't sure about that. So the character I opted for, after all, and I'm probably gonna go Hanzo for next season if I get another 300 points, is McCree. Simply because the gold weapon on McCree, it sticks out. You can just look at it and be like, oh, this is not just like a golden variant, like the soldier weapon, for example. This one looks just outstanding, and people maybe think that you are a good McCree, despite you being a very average McCree like me. So this is the weapon I chose. So let's unlock it. 300 competitive points and equip it. Awesome. And there it is. Really nice and shiny. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Thank you. God damn it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tune into Twitch if you like. And I hope to see you guys next time.